The scene Jesus painted was vivid. 10 young women, virgins, gathered for a wedding celebration. In his day, a wedding was no small affair. It was the highlight of village life, a festival that could last for days. Everyone anticipated the joyous moment when the bridegroom, often accompanied by his friends, would arrive to take his bride in procession to the banquet hall. It usually happened at night, when lamps and torches would blaze against the darkness, lighting the way to the feast. Jesus said these 10 virgins took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. At first glance, they all looked the same, dressed in festal garments, lamps in hand, eyes expectant. But soon the difference between them became clear. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. The wise virgins carried not only their lamps but also extra flasks of oil. They thought ahead, knowing the groom might be delayed. The foolish virgins brought only their lamps, no oil in reserve, no preparation for the unexpected. The night deepened, shadows stretched long and the waiting grew heavy. Hours passed and the excitement gave way to drowsiness. All 10, wise and foolish alike, became weary and fell asleep. Then suddenly, at midnight, a cry rang out through the stillness. "Behold the bridegroom, go out to meet him!" The village stirred, hearts raced, and the young women leapt to their feet, hurriedly trimming their lamps. But panic seized the foolish ones. Their flames sputtered, weak and dying. "Give us some of your oil," they pleaded with the wise, "for our lamps are going out." The wise virgins shook their heads, not out of cruelty but out of realism. "No," they replied, "there will not be enough for us and for you. Go instead to the dealers and buy some for yourselves." The oil of readiness could not be borrowed. It had to be personally obtained. While the foolish ran off into the night in search of oil, the bridegroom arrived. The wise, their lamps burning bright, joined the procession. They entered the wedding feast, and the door was shut, firm, final, unyielding. Later, the foolish virgins returned, breathless and desperate, pounding on the closed door. "Lord, Lord," they cried, "open to us." But the bridegroom answered with words that must have chilled their hearts. "Truly I say to you, I do not know you." Jesus ended the parable with a sobering warning. "So be on the alert, watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour of the return of the Son of Man." Imagine the crowd's reaction. Some sat in silence, the weight of eternity pressing on their hearts. Others looked at one another, realizing the parable wasn't just about a wedding. It was about life, about readiness for the ultimate celebration, the coming of the kingdom. The wise virgins represented those who prepared, who nurtured their faith, who carried within them the oil of devotion, obedience, and perseverance. The foolish were those who appeared outwardly ready, but neglected the inner life, whose lamps flickered out when it mattered most. The story was more than a lesson. It was a call to vigilance. Life can lull us into sleep, routine, delay, distraction, but the midnight cry will come, sudden and unexpected, and when it does, only those who have made ready in heart and spirit will enter the joy of the feast. So picture those 10 virgins, 5 with steady flames lighting the night, 5 with darkened lamps fading into regret, and hear Jesus' timeless message. The kingdom of heaven is not for the half-prepared, but for those who stay watchful, faithful, and ready for the bridegroom's arrival. If you are loving this video, please hit both that subscribe and like button to help this message to spread far and wide. Check out the rest of the Bible Stories playlist to enjoy heartwarming events of the Bible brought alive. Thank you for supporting the Wake Up channel. God bless you.